Oh yeah, the GOAT is back. But this time, I'm back for good. Alright, so what's poppin', everybody? Oh, I'm forgetting my intro. Alright, so what's poppin', everybody? It's your man, Young Ida Costello, back again with another video. Now for this video, we are going to be giving you the top 10 sneaker releases, the top 10 best sneaker releases of September. Now, I remember last month for August, I did the top 5 best and the top 5 worst. Now, when it comes to August, there were some dope shoes that dropped, but there was not a huge selection of dope shoes that dropped. But when it comes to September, we have a vast variety of shoes that dropped, and I'm going to be getting into that. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get straight into it. So without further ado, like I said again, just sit back, relax, go to McDonald's, go up to the lady, be like, hey, it's been 10 minutes. I still ain't have my Whopper. What's going on? Wait, hold on 1 minute. To all of you guys who said that McDonald's does not serve Whoppers, whenever y'all put that in my comment section, number one, you're not a real GOAT, because if you don't see Whoppers on the menu, then you're just like, you must not be a GOAT then. Only GOATs see the Whoppers on the menu of McDonald's. It's like a secret menu item. You ask them for a Whopper and they give you a Whopper. Stop being stupid. Here's just proof. You see that? That's Whopper paper from McDonald's, okay? Stop leaving that comment. Be a GOAT. But like I said, go to McDonald's and get you a Whopper, because we are about to get it popping. Now for number 10, for the first time ever, number 10 is going to go to 2 different shoes. Now for the first shoe, I have to give it to the Goodwill Out X Adidas NMD City Sock. Now when it comes to this shoe right here, I've never been a huge fan of the Adidas City Sock, to be completely honest. I just felt like it looked like, ironically, a long, huge tube sock. And the colorways that I've seen weren't anything crazy. It wasn't anything that I had my eye on, and it wasn't anything that I really wanted to check out. But when it comes to this shoe right here, I will say that for the fall and for the winter, this definitely does look like a cool shoe. It looks like on that whole on the upper of it, it's like this full little prime knit, and I think that that's actually pretty cool. And then if you look at it with like that grayish black dark night looking color, that definitely goes with it. But the big seller of this shoe is not even the fact that it doesn't have laces, even though that seems something that's pretty interesting to find out. The big seller of this shoe, in my opinion, is just the midsole. If you look at the midsole has like this kind of traction on it. Like the bottom of the shoe is kind of different in the way. It's like they changed it almost, and that looks definitely dope in my opinion. So when it comes to number 10, for one part, that is definitely a shoe that I also had to check out. Now for number 10, another shoe that I have on the top 10 best list is the Pharrell Williams X Adidas Tennis HU Solids Pack. Now when it comes to this shoe is definitely a sleeper. I know this shoe is no Human Racer, because it definitely doesn't look as nice as the Human Racer, but I definitely like that Pharrell is making a shoe that is a little bit less expensive, and he's bringing out these vibrant poppy colorways. As you can see, you got like this bright red, and then you have like a little darker navy blue, and then you have a royal blue, and then you have a nice little bright yellow. I think that that's extremely dope. I like that Pharrell is also getting a lot more sneaker collaboration opportunities, because I feel like whenever Pharrell has a collaboration opportunity, whether it's with Adidas, whether it's with Bape or whatever, he definitely does give the shoe justice whenever he does it. He just dropped a tennis collaboration with Adidas also, where he did like merch, he did hoodies, he did pants, he did headbands, and it's almost like he took his time and made the most out of every single piece that he got his hands on. So I think that that's definitely dope. As far as the shoe is pretty cool. It's just this all mesh upper. Definitely a shoe that I need to check out. But for number 10, I have to give it to the Adidas Tennis HU Solids Pack, and I also had to give it to the Goodwill Out X Adidas NMD City Sock. Now for number 9, I have to give it to the Nike Air Max 1 OG Anniversary. Let's just go ahead and keep it real before we get into the shoe. This shoe drops every year. There's some version of Air Max, whether it's an Air Max 90 or Air Max 1, that drops every year, and we just gotta be a little bit honest. We're getting a little bit tired of that. Nike, make some new. But when it comes to the Air Max 1 OG anniversary, this definitely is a shoe that you can't go wrong with. No matter how many times they drop this shoe, no matter how repetitive this shoe is, because you pretty much see this shoe 24/7. The OG model is definitely dope. I like the color blocking of it, how it has that cream upper with that nice little suede going through it. I think that that's dope. But when it comes to just a quick shoe, if this shoe does sit, this would be a great little shoe that you could find like on clearance racks, maybe at like a Nike factory. This just might hit the Nike factory store. Let's go ahead and keep it real. But the pure fact that it has one OG anniversary on it, that might make the shoe sell out even more, just to keep it real. But for number 9, I definitely have to give it to the Nike Air Max 1 anniversary. Now for number 8, I have to give it to the Nike Air Foamposite Pro Island Green. Now, when it comes to Foamposites, it's gotten to the point where Nike is like re-retroing Foamposites that were re-retroed when I was in high school. I was in high school, I was just in I just got out of high school, you feel me? And they're already like re-retroing the same shoes that they retroed while I was in high school. It's kind of getting like, dude, what's up? And then it's like, kind of the colorways that they would drop in between that were not good at all. You remember those heat seeker ones, them tampon looking ones, the color blocker ones? Those were trash. Those were doo-doo straight off the bat. But I do have to say, this Nike Foamposite Pro Island Green shoe is definitely a dope shoe. I think that Island Green color is super dope, but the main thing that sets it off is also the color, but it's really the Nike swoosh. How they have the Nike swoosh in like that shiny silver. I think that that's dope. I think that that's a nice little dope look. I like how they still have that icy bottom, and I also like how they still have that carbon fiber shank plank. Now, this shoe is $230. Who is paying $230 for a Nike Foamposite? In 2017? Nobody. Now for number 7, I have to give it to the Air Jordan 1 Flyknit Band. Hold up, wait a minute. Here we go, we got some controversy. Last month in August, I dropped the worst shoes that were releasing of the month, and it seems like when it comes to shoes will say they're releasing in one month, and then automatically they'll get scrapped and released the next month. It's kind of weird, but never mind that. For the worst shoes, for the worst sneakers of August, I said that those were the worst. I said that those were the #1 worst. I said that those were ugly. I went as far as even to tell the Nashi clan to go in the comment section down below and flame these bad boys, in which they did. They roasted them. But now you guys are gonna be mad because I like them. They grew on me. I like those shoes, bro. I don't know, maybe it was the picture that I saw, maybe it was the picture that I showed y'all, but straight up, those shoes definitely grew on me. Like, they're not as bad as I first thought they were initially. Hold up, let me slide to the side real quick. I think that surprisingly, the Flyknit on the shoe gives us this like different little detailed look on the Air Jordan 1 that like leather just wouldn't do. I just think that it's a cool little twist. I don't know. I definitely do need to see the shoe in person just to like get my full opinion on it. I probably will vlog a store and find it in there and see what's up with it in person. But when it comes to this shoe, for that $190, for that $200 price tag, you got to think about it. Whenever a shoe has Flyknit attached to it, the price automatically goes up. If you look at an Air Max, if an Air Max doesn't have Flyknit, it's like $130, $140. If you add Flyknit to it, it's like $170, $190. It's just because Flyknit is a beast, and Flyknit is like the real deal. So if you see like a price increase on the Air Jordan 1, that's definitely something that I do agree with, because Flyknit is actually the truth in my opinion. So if you look at this Air Jordan 1 right here, no matter how comfortable you think your Royals or your Breads or your top 3s are, I guarantee you that this shoe will probably be more comfortable and lighter, because that's just what Flyknit does. But when it comes to number 7, I had to give it to the Air Jordan 1 Flyknit Band. How do you guys feel about this shoe? Is it dope? Is it trash? Put that in the comment section down below. Now for number 6, I have to give it to the Air Jordan 13 Flint. Now before I just go in, bro, why is you texting me? Now for number 6, I have to give it to the Air Jordan 13 Flint. Now before we even get into the shoe itself, let's go ahead and get into the price point. And let's go ahead and get into the actual availability of the shoe. This shoe is gonna sit. So you don't need to mark this on your calendars. You don't need to mark this at all. You just need to be like, hey, okay, Flints are dropping in September. That's cool. I'm just gonna sit back, relax, let it do what it do, and just wait for the shoe to go down in price. But when it comes to the Air Jordan 13 Flint, I definitely do have to say that it is an iconic shoe. It is a legendary shoe. It is one of the best Air Jordan 13s, and it just being on this list in general is self-explanatory. If you do not agree with this shoe being on the list, I mean, I get it. Adidas is dope and all, and Adidas is kind of taking over, but you cannot say that this shoe doesn't belong on the list. Don't do that. Like, don't do that. Don't just be contrary, just be contrary. Give credit where it's due. And when it comes to this sneaker right here, just the fact that it has that, I don't even know what to call it, like that blue fabric over it, which is also in 3M. I think that that's dope. I like the color blocking of it, how it color blocks from blue to gray to white. I think that that's pretty cool. Now, when it comes to Air Jordan 13s, like just for sizing, just to throw that in there, go true to size, never go up a size, never go down a size. Make sure you go true to size. But when it comes to number 6, I definitely do have to give it to the Air Jordan 13 Flint. Now for number 5, I have to give it to the Air Jordan 5 Flight Suit East. Now, this shoe is at number 5. It probably should have been at number 6, but this shoe is at number 5, specifically because I'm really interested in seeing how it looks in person. I've never really seen a blue suede shoe, except for like that blue suede 12, but I wasn't really feeling those. I've never really seen a blue suede shoe like this on a Jordan, in my opinion. This shoe, if it looks the way I think it'll look in person, will be extremely dope. It'll be on par with the Air Jordan 5 flight suits, like the red ones. Now, when it comes to this shoe, this is the East version. Now, the red ones, those were the West versions. And comparing the two on which one is better, I think that I'm going to have to lean towards the red one a little bit more, because if you look now, it looks like that red is popping. But depending on how this shoe looks in person, this shoe could be a killer. Now, when it comes to the availability of this shoe, I believe that this shoe will be easy to find. Like I said, you can do your due diligence if you want, but I just feel like this shoe's gonna sit. You're probably gonna be seeing this shoe next April for like 112 bucks. Let's just go ahead and keep it real. But for number 5, I definitely had to give it to the Air Jordan 5 Flight Suit East. It is a shoe that I am looking at. I have an eye on it, and I might be scooping. Now for number 4, I have to give it to the Air Jordan 8 alternate bread. Now, when it comes to this, we already had an Air Jordan 8 colorway that looked like this, and that was the playoffs. Now, when it comes to this shoe right here, I believe that the playoffs definitely do look better than this shoe, but this shoe is definitely dope, and it's not even really the color of the shoe that's dope. The part of the shoe that I think is dope is just the materials. It looks like it has that nice little nubuck suede on it. And as you guys already know, I picked up the cool gray 8s. And when it comes to the quality on those, the suede and everything that you see is just in this top-notch quality. And if they have that same quality on these 8s, then these bad boys are going to be a problem. Now, when it comes to the availability, let's go ahead and get it out the way. These bad boys are sitting just like any Jordan nowadays. This is a new colorway. We already know that this colorway won't be sought after. But when it comes to you guys who might be in Jordans, like you kids that might be in Jordans and really can't afford them, this is a shoe that you might want to cop now, because I feel like later in life, people will look back on this shoe and a lot of other Jordans that are coming out, and they would be like, yo, I probably should have copped those. These are actually fire. So I say, hey, I know there's hype in other sneaker brands now. Put all your hype to the side. I feel like if you really like this shoe is one of them ones that you're gonna hear about like 10 years from now, like, dog, Nike was really on their game when they dropped this joint right here. Look, I mean, just look at the shoe. The quality looks dope. The construction of the shoe looks dope. The materials of the shoe looks dope. When it comes to black, gray, and red with like little hits of white, you can never actually go wrong with that. It's just, I don't know. It's caught my attention. Now for number 3, I have to give it to the Off-White X Nike Air Vapor Max. Now this shoe right here, a killer. This shoe right here is dope. This shoe right here looks like a mean, murderous art project. Let's go ahead and keep it real. This shoe is definitely extremely dope. It looks kind of worn and it looks old. It looks kind of rusty and bummy and just like dusty in a way, but I just find something about this shoe that looks extremely dope. Maybe how raw it looks. It looks like an art project. Like I said on those Air Jordan 1s, this looks like an art project. It looks like it was made in like I don't know, 4th period, you feel me? Like, this shoe is definitely dope. Even though the colorway is really bland, I really love the subtle hits of it. Like, if you look at the Nike Air Swoosh, you see like this air written with like parentheses through it. in just air and like this regular font. I think that that's dope. And then if you look at the Nike swoosh is stitched in, and you can see the stitching of the Nike swoosh almost like it's a basketball jersey. I think that that's also cool. And then there's a hit of orange, and then it's like when you cop the shoe, it comes with like this red tag through it, almost like it's just this factory made shoe that's like real sample-ish, like it's not even ready to be put out. And then if you look at the tongue, it has that old school white tongue. All of this is on a Nike Air Vapor Max. Now when it comes to the Nike Vapor Max itself, I think that that is a dope shoe just to begin with. But if you put that with like a model like this and you put like these weird customizations on it, it definitely makes for a crazy looking shoe. Now I like the fact that Nike is doing different things like this. They have a tendency to put out the same shoe 24/7, but I like that if they just do more collaborations and customizations just to make this shoe more out of the ordinary, then they're already a problem, but they might have a little 25,000th run coming in, if you know what I'm saying. Now for number 2, I have to give it to the Undefeated X Nike Air Max 97. Now it was a toss up. It was hard whether to put this at number 2 or number 3. I kind of want to put it at number 3, but then again, I feel like it belongs at number 2. Now this shoe is definitely extremely dope. Now this is a collaboration from Undefeated and Nike. Now the one thing that I think that's cool about this shoe is that this shoe kind of looks like some lavish fancy shoe because just of the colors. You have a white, you have a red, you have a green. What colors does that match? Also with that black, what colors does that match? It matches Gucci. So I feel like that makes the shoe look real finesse. That makes the shoe look real fancy and like more expensive. I don't know. There's just something about this shoe that I really like. I really like how sleek it looks. It's probably because the shoe is all black and then it has like little subtle hits of green and red color going through it. I think that that is extremely dope. I think that this is a shoe that people should not sleep on, even though I feel like this shoe is probably just gonna go regardless. I just feel like this is a dope shoe. And at number 2, this shoe is a killer. Now for number 1, I have to give it to the Nike Hyper Adapt 1.0 Red Lagoon. Now this is going to be a restock of the shoe. The shoe last restocked some other time ago. I don't know what time it restocked. But when it comes to this shoe right here, this shoe has to be at number 1. This is a self-lacing shoe. This shoe looks like computers for your feet. This shoe looks dope. I don't know. It's just something about this shoe. Nike did a great job of making this shoe. I've never seen this shoe in person, but I've definitely seen this shoe in video. Now when it comes to this shoe, I believe that when you put the shoe on, the shoe actually lights up almost like a Back to the Future Air Mag. That's one thing that's dope. And when you put the shoe in, it automatically self-laces and self-fits your foot. That's cool. That's sick. It's almost like, I don't know, bro. That's almost like the future of sneakers. That is the future of sneakers. Just a shoe that you can put your foot in and it just laces all on its own. And when you think about that, sneakers can have so many technical difficulties if you do it with that. So it's just the fact that they are actually dropping shoes like that, almost like electronics, and they are comfortable enough and confident enough to drop a shoe without any problems with it. I think that is actually dope in my opinion. Now when it comes to the actual shoe's price, it is $720. We can all see why the shoe is $720. A regular shoe definitely retails for about $200 nowadays. So if you put in the fact that this has lights on it, you have to make sure that the shoe is dope all the time. I don't know if you get a warranty on these, and the fact that it self-laces, that $720 is definitely valid, but can I afford that? Am I going to be getting this shoe? Hell no. But this shoe's dope. Alright everybody, so that's the end of this video. I hope that you guys have enjoyed. I have more videos coming soon. I've been kind of MIA for a little bit, bro. But hey, bro, look, bro. You see this, bro? You see this, bro? You see this? This is the GOAT man. This is the GOAT headband. Whenever you see me with a headband on, you already know what time it is. It's time to be a GOAT. But thank you guys for watching as always. Like I said, I got more videos coming soon. And without further ado, all I have to say is, hey, blessings, 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 and Chris out.